Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to share with you what I made in October of 2025 on Amazon Merch on Demand and compare it to last year, October 2024. I think some of the changes that Amazon is making is definitely affecting the way that I make a profit and actually sold more but made less. And I'll go over what I think happened this year with Amazon and how it actually affected that. But before that, for those of you that don't know what Amazon Merch on Demand is, I'm going to give a quick review of it. So Amazon has their own print on demand service. You can go to Amazon or merch.amazon.com and sign up there. And basically you come up with the design, you put it on multiple products, and it sells on Amazon. So Amazon is the seller. You can find my t-shirts on there as well as many others that are in the program. And you get a royalty of the sale. So for instance, if you sell a $20 t-shirt, you get about $5. So you don't get all of it. Of course, Amazon keeps most of the money, but it's a really cool deal because you get the power of Amazon and Amazon Prime and the trust in everything, and you don't have to worry about shipping or anything like that. Amazon does all of the work. All you really do is put on the design on there and write a title and description, and it's on Amazon for people to buy. So it's pretty cool. I have about 14,000 designs, 13,000 something, and getting close to 14,000 designs. I'm by no means the most popular seller. There's more people, or there's people that sell more than I do. But I've been on here for a very long time, since 2017. So now that you know what Amazon Merch on Demand is, let's get into the stats, and I'll show you this year compared to last year, and I'll give you my thoughts. All right, so here I am on Amazon Merch on Demand. You'll see this once you sign up if you haven't gotten in there yet, but if you are on Amazon Merch on Demand, I'm using Pretty Merch Pro Plus plugin and the analytics tabs. I don't know if you really need the Pro Plus to see this. I think you can just use the regular Pretty Merch, but I'm in the analytics tab right here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, since we're in November, I'm gonna do previous month, and then I'm gonna select all these marketplaces. So by the way, if you didn't know, you can sell on Amazon.com, which is the United States, but also some of these other Amazon marketplaces, the UK, I think it's .uk, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and Japan. So you can sell the same ones, all those products, or a lot of the same products with definitely the same design in these. So I'm gonna hit Analyze Sales, and you can see my nice graph that Pretty Merch gives me. And this is how much I sold. 4,599 sales. That's how many, each one of those is a different product. So 4,599 products in October with the royalties. Now this is mine right here. This is not Amazon's cut. This is my cut of the sales. So 14,000, not too bad, right? On here, again, I'm not the top seller. I'm sure a lot of other people have made a lot more than this, but like you can. I have about 13,000, almost 13,500 designs on here on multiple different products and multiple different marketplaces. But you can see that by US is by far the most. Some of these other ones don't even get to 100, right? And I'm not pushing those either, but I wish those were higher. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this right here, just so we have it side by side with the other one. And the other way I'm gonna show you how to do it is we can also do a custom date. So I'm gonna go custom, custom. I don't know why it's freaking out over here. All right, I figured it out. I had to reset and start from you. It doesn't like it when it's already here, so I had to like restart. I did custom. You'll notice this is now October 2024, the full from the 1st to the 31st. And you notice a lot less, almost 1,000 less, but the royalties, at least in the US, 15,000. Now, one of the things for this is this right here. You'll notice that this is $4.47 per sale, and that is because in October I was able to go last year in 2024 I was able to increase the price to $20 and so on, and get almost a $5 or $4.50 per sale, right? Especially on hoodies, I would mark that a lot more up. But this year, you'll notice, okay, keep that in mind, 447. Let's go back to the previous month. I'm just going to do that real quick. So last month, October 2025, 322. So something's happening in there. If it was 447 and I sold this many, I would probably be into the 18, 19,000 royalties instead of 14,000. So something happened with Amazon. And here's one of the things that happened this year. So here's an example of one of my designs. So you can see here, this one was $20.99, which means I would have got $5, but Amazon put a deal, a limited deal on these, especially all my Halloween t-shirts. Now, this is one of them, but a lot of the Halloween t-shirts that I got a lot of sales with were marked down to $17.84, like this one is 15% off, which did probably get me more sales, but it didn't breach the gap. It didn't give me more profit because of the more sales. I guess the idea is the more you sell, hopefully you'll get more because you're selling more. That wasn't the case. I sold more, but I didn't make that money back, right? And what happens is when I try and change this on Amazon, you'll notice this right here. This design cannot be edited at this time. It's stuck at $20.99, which is great. I would have got $5, but because of that limited sale, I only got $3 instead of my $5, which I would have gotten more of. And these were selling last year at that price. So I don't know if that was the thing. I think Amazon was really trying to compete with Temu or whatever to try and get lower prices and get more sales. And who knows? It's hard to say if I was able to mark it up, if I would have got the same amount of sales. But the fact is I made less this year over last year, and even with more sales. So there's that. Okay, there's some other things I want to talk about on here, but I'm going to put the two together in Affinity so you can see the stats I have with October 2024 and October 2025. This is by far the biggest reason I think for the low profits is that I could not mark up anything. Things were marked down for sale and I had no control. And this is something I talked about in a video earlier in the year. I'll put that video right here, is that we can suggest the price, right? But Amazon actually has the control of what your price is actually going to be and how much you're going to get per sale. Like you may want that $5, but you're not getting it. You're getting what Amazon says because Amazon's going to force you to be on the deal here. And I think that may be an option. I might have to check. So I may be corrected on there. I probably did sign up for the option to be on the sale, and that's what happened. So let me go again and put those two together and let's see some other things. All right, I think this is a lot easier to see side by side instead of trying to flip back and forth. But so here's October 2024. Again, I made $4 per sale instead of 2025 where I made only $3 per sale because of the things that I talked about. The other thing I think that had an effect is I got more sales in the other marketplaces last year. So you can see UK, I mean, not that much more, but definitely 20 more, about 20. Here's another one down. This one stayed the same. I guess this one went up, but only by one. I guess that one went up, but Japan sold more too. So I made a lot more in the other marketplaces than I did this year too. So even with the ones that sold in the US didn't really catch on in the other marketplaces. So I think that's another reason why my profits were a little lower overall. The other thing is I spent a lot more on ads to get these, which probably was the reason for a lot more sales. I would imagine, not necessarily the sales that Amazon put on there. It could have been, but I got a lot more orders for ads here. And this isn't going to be a video about how to do ads, but basically because I'm making so much less per sale, I had to really watch the ACoS on here. And it was about the same. You can see year after year, but the spend was a lot bigger. I spent like 1,000 more, or I guess not that much more, 300 more on here, and that also affected what I made. So you can see the 15,000 minus that was 12, and the 14,000 minus that was 11. So I made $1,000 less in the US, even with more sales. So I had that many more sales. In this case, about 1,000 more sales from US from last year to this year. So the returns are always crazy on Amazon. You can see about a 10% return here for this, and that's mainly because I sell so many Halloween designs that I think, and this isn't proven, but a lot of the returns are Halloween costumes, and I think a lot of people kind of rent these things from Amazon, use it for their party or Halloween, and then return them for whatever reason. Not everybody, but about 10% are returning. So you can see here I sold 3,400. I got 340 returns, and in this case 4,400 and 48. And it usually happens like in November. So this isn't even showing November returns because Halloween falls on the 31st, and a lot of people return it 2, 3, 4 days after Halloween. And so I got a lot more returns in November, which is going to affect that as well. So this is kind of the state of where it is on Amazon right now. Locked prices, lower profits per sale. You can't really adjust those prices, which is kind of scary. But it's hard to complain when you're getting this much royalties. Like this is my take home, right? This isn't Amazon, like I said. So, I mean, in 1 month, getting that much for basically putting up a lot of designs and spending money on ads and figuring out what people actually want to buy. Like, it's fun. It's a fun thing to do for that. Let me see if I can think of anything else. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Like, you can see even the royalties here, again, in the UK, were a lot lower. So I got royalties per sale on even less sales in the UK, and I think some of that's still happening. So, yeah, I hope it improves. I'll have to do another one of these in November and December and see if the same trend happens through those holidays where there are typically a lot more sales. This year, Black Friday and Cyber Monday are at the very end of November. So November is not going to be great because the sales are going to pick up right at the end instead of in the middle, which it typically does. If Thanksgiving falls, a week earlier, then you get a lot more sales in November. So I'm predicting November sales isn't going to be great. Probably December sales is going to be shortened because of the time difference between the end of Cyber Monday and Christmas. It will be a little more compacted, so get a lot more sales in the beginning there, but as we get closer and closer to Christmas, sales kind of drop off. So that's it. Hopefully this was really helpful for you. I just wanted to share that things are changing in Amazon, and you may see this as well. It's not to say that to stop Amazon, because it's hard to say stop getting that much royalties, but it is different and it's lower, and it's a change, so you're gonna have to adjust. And hopefully these things, you're seeing these too, and you're not surprised. I wanted to try and show you, yes, it's happening to me too. I'm getting less profit, and these are the reasons why. So there you go. Hopefully my stats helped you kind of realize what's going on with Amazon currently in 2025. Hopefully it changes and sales continue, or profits continue to go up, and Amazon figures it all out about the sales and how much we should get and all of that. If you want to learn how to brainstorm, since brainstorming is important for Amazon to get those sales, get the right designs, I made this video right here on how to brainstorm effectively and how to get some of those designs that hopefully get you more sales during this time, especially in Q4. Hopefully that video helps out. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.